Well, hello there. I'm Joey Graziadei, your host for the Dancing with the Stars official podcast, and your reigning Len Goodman Mirrorball Trophy champion. And you are in luck because I'm spilling all the tea this season. We're going to be recapping all the best moments from the show, chatting with special guests, filling you in on all the backstage secrets, and answering all of your Bernie questions. I'll be letting you in on an exclusive that you will only be getting right here. I'm going to tell you what all the themes are for this season, so you do not want to miss that. I don't know about you guys, but I love getting all the behind-scenes intel of how this show is made. Speaking of how this show is made, we have two very important guests with us right now. They are the hosts of Dancing with the Stars. Give it up for Julianne Hough and Alfonso Ribeiro.
Thank you.
I'm happy you guys are here. We got a lot to talk about tonight. This was an amazing first episode. Alfonso, I'm going to start with you. What is the vibe of this season right now?
Well, I tell you, the vibe right now is competition, right? I think that at the end of the day, it's a different vibe than any other season I can remember where there's this many people who could absolutely win. And I remember saying that last season.
Yeah.
This is the first time it's like, I don't know who's going to win.
I know, it's really
And
true.
this year, it's the same statement, just with a lot more contestants. And they all brought it. I mean, listen, Robert, at the end there, just delivered a routine that I didn't think he had, right?
I don't think anybody had that. Derek said it. That's probably the best
Be careful here.
first.
Yeah,
was that right? The best first
He said it was
dance of a
but
season?
I got
you
all
see
9.
his response. He's got something to say about that.
I got all 9.
I remember that. Is that
my first.
Yeah, but that's best scores. That doesn't mean best dance.
No. Hey, you better stop it. Hey, you're supposed to be my friend.
I am your friend. I love you. But that still doesn't mean best dance. It means
Shut up.
best,
Shut up.
It means
You
best
better stop.
scores.
It was great. Well, it was also a jive, and it was also a
Yes.
Whitney. So,
Totally.
you know what? At the end of the day, that's just Whitney does. That's what Whitney does on week 1.
There you go.
But, just such a great opening show. The cast is phenomenal. I mean, really, just incredible dancers. And, it's interesting to me because there's always this constant battle in the, let's say, social media world where people are like, the show is supposed to be people who can't dance. And I'm like, that would get boring at times, right? What you want is some great people.
People who are competitive.
Yeah, you want great people and you want some newbies, right? You want to see the journey and different journeys. If everyone had the same journey, what would be interesting about that, right? Like seeing different people go through different journeys, different starting spots, and ending hopefully at the same spot is pretty incredible. And I think that's what makes, lately, what has made this show a really great show and was pulling people in is the fact that, those performances, that's not week 1.
Yeah.
That's not those are not week 1 performances, but they delivered, and it's great, and it's compelling television.
I love it. Julianne, I'm going to come to you because you guys are obviously both great dancers, but I love that you have the professional dancer background. For you tonight, did you feel like that was the most experience you've seen out of a full celebrity cast for dancing wise?
100%. And I knew that it was going to happen before we even premiered tonight because I'm a fan of a lot of the celebrities, and I've seen them on TikTok or dancing, and you can tell when somebody is just in their body, even if they're not technical dancers. You can see if somebody's going to be more free or if they're going to be a little stiff.
Yeah.
And sometimes they surprise you, but I knew the level of competition was going to be outrageous. And I will say, even though the level of dancing from back when I was a pro might not have been as top tier, I will say that there is an energy of what it felt like when we were pros back then, because there was this youth and this actual competitiveness. There, it kind of, no offense, but it kind of got a little soft, and everybody was so kind, and everybody wants everybody to win. And by the way, it's still like that. It's family, but there's always, a little competition in family. And I think the competition now, I think the pros are getting more competitive again. I think we've got some new blood in here again. So I feel that there is this nostalgic energy, but with this modern take. And I think that's why our show is bigger than it's ever been now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can feel it. There's when you walk around on the before, like I love looking at the pros and they're looking around, they're a little wide-eyed, or people pay attention, and when the scores come out, they're like paying attention, like, so where am I at now? Like, it's fun to see that they are really getting competitive this season, but it's coming from the dancers too. Alfonso, I have to ask you, because there was obviously something that happened tonight that I think everyone saw at home with Bruno and the score. What were your thoughts on that when that happened in real time, and can you give a little insight on what happened?
Well, I was like, Bruno, gosh, Bruno. Bruno, if it was ever going to happen, it happens to Bruno. Shocking, because obviously we didn't know which way they were going to go. Which is why we had to, at the start of the next act, basically explain why we had to take his 8, even though he intended it to be a 7, right? I mean, it is dark at that table. And it is, I mean, you know better than anyone, like, you're having to punch in those scores, and sometimes there was a time when...
Oh, no, I was still on it when we were just writing it.
Right. I did it over in the UK where they did have that same system. And it's, you're like, and if you accidentally hit it, so there's a way to erase it.
Okay.
So if you accidentally hit the score, there's another button that erases that score and allows you to put what you intended. But because he never entered his score, he might have switched it.
Wow.
When he entered it, because if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was like, Bruno, you need to enter your score.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
and he had forgot to confirm it, which meant that he then hit it again last minute, probably hit the wrong button, and there you go.
I wonder if it was also because there was more, or there was less time, because, Carrie Ann would have been speaking in that moment. So, figure out that the score is. So, because up in the skybox, I was like, it is chaotic down there. What is going on between Derek and Bruno right now? Like, fumbling on the paddles and stuff. But I loved it. That's what makes Dancing with the Stars and a live show so fun.
Live TV.
Is when that stuff happens.
Yes, but I think that's where Carrie Ann, being the first one, always gave Derek and Bruno the ability to go, oh gosh, where is my...
Totally, the time.
the time, that's what you're saying, right? But they were always, they were in trouble every time. And then one time, I don't know, you couldn't see this on camera, but Bruno goes, hey, come here. So I go over to him, and he's telling me something in my ear, right? And then it's like, and let's get your scores. And I'm still basically at the table. He hasn't grabbed a paddle, nothing. I'm going, now you're pulling me into your nonsense.
In it now.
I love it.
But that's that is the beauty of live television. We love
so
Bruno.
It's so fun. I love it. Well, I'm going to come back to you one more time, Julianne, on... Give me someone tonight, someone that you just were surprised by, someone that you maybe had a lot of expectations for, but I want someone that really kind of took you tonight.
So I loved Elaine.
Yes.
Elaine was just magnetic, and I mean, I know she's a dancer, but her legs, the way that she moved her arms, I agreed with Derek. It was like 2 millimeters away from being fully extended on both the knees and the arms, but I mean, beautiful. I feel like a lot of people were expecting Alex Earl to be great, and she delivered. Mm-hmm. She was fantastic. I also was obsessed with Baron. Yeah, so he blew me away. Also, one of the things that really stood out to me, and I think that this is so important, especially in today's generation, I loved when I asked if what she does, because she's a performer, if that made her feel confident. She's like, yes, it does. And she owned it. And I think that that's so important to
100%.
Share that you are confident, and to watch a role model like that own their confidence. So beautiful. So well done, Lauren. That inspired me.
She's confident. You catch after she did a dance and Derek gave the comment and she went right to the skybox and gave a little point. I was like, okay.
I know.
I like it.
But it doesn't come across at all entitled.
100%.
She's just confident.
It's good. You need it for the show.
I love it. I love it.
Alfonso, you pretty much have no one else to talk about because Julianne talked about everyone. But if you have anyone you want to talk about, please.
All of the contestants that she mentioned, I mean, basically all of that is exactly what it is, right? They were all fantastic and all incredible. One of the things that I found really interesting is I play a very interesting role behind the scenes. Most of what I had an opportunity to help with on Monday was confidence. right? How to be confident, how to, like, they were so nervous, right? Elaine was so nervous to go on the floor and came over to me and it was like, you're great. She's like, really? Like, really just like didn't believe that she had done a great job. Even in her rehearsal was like, no, you're really good. She was like, she started crying and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Right? To see someone who just yesterday was down about herself, that needed to be lifted up and shown that you are great. That happened with Whitney and Mark, right? That Whitney Levitt. It happened with Jen Affleck, right? Like, they were like, I am so nervous. And I gave them a speech of, fear isn't real and it's a whole thing. I don't need to go into all of that. But ultimately, seeing their confidence grow.
Yeah.
Throughout just a day later. And it's like, that's what's so fun, is to watch how, yes, there's technicality and there's doing the dance, but a lot of this is what happens in their heart, what happens in their soul, like what they're going through before they even step out onto that dance floor. It's a big step for someone who has never danced or hasn't danced in a very long time to go out on that floor in front of millions of people and just lay it all out there.
Yeah.
And they did that.
Yeah.
We always say it's like Dancing with the Stars is a transformation show, masked in dancing and rhinestones and fringe. It's like watching people start and grow, and you go on the journey with them, and the vulnerability and the confidence that they step into. I mean, you experienced it, and we watched your journey, and we were able to be a part of it and feel included, and also feel like that could be possible for us too. And I think that's why Dancing with the Stars has been around for 20 years, because people get to see that there's a part of them that could also experience that.
Yeah.
So thank you for putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, like all of our beautiful contestants this season too.
I'll give it right back to you guys, because I don't think people understand how much you guys actually do as hosts. You guys are incredible in the fact of how much you are engaged with the cast, and people don't get to see that at home. Like you talking about being there all day blocking, the little things the little nods you give when we do have those interviews, like you give so much confidence. You both do. So I know everyone that's been on the show feels that, and I'm glad you guys got to share it today. So I appreciate you guys.
I want to know what your experience was like watching it tonight.
I got a little jealous. I'll be the first to admit.
Oh, wait, I love that.
I know that well, buddy.
Tell us more.
It's funny because the thing is I'm so excited to be on this side. I'm so grateful to be part of the family again and be able to do this. So I don't want to. Yeah, I
family
love
always.
that.
Yep.
But I don't want to seem ungrateful. It's just one of my favorite parts of the show. I say there's two things. One was the family aspect, and I'm still having that, and that's amazing. And to see you guys and interact with all the pros, it's even better than I could have imagined. But my second part was, I didn't play professional sports. That was the closest I've gotten in my life to feel like I was actually a professional athlete, going out there, knowing there are millions of people watching, knowing that you put so much effort in it. And everyone was like, it must be nice to be on the side and not have to worry. I was like, I kind of want to worry right now. I kind of want to go do a cha-cha. It's night one. Let's do this. So yeah, it was interesting. I loved it. It is so fun to be on this side, but yeah, I'm going to just hold on to this.
By the way, I get it.
Julianne, I want to ask you, because it was a common theme tonight, and you can talk a little bit more about frame and how difficult it is, but shoulders were brought up a lot tonight, how they were kind of coming in. And I remember when I first learned frame, that's something that it's just not natural. Can you talk a little bit more about why that was hard for the people and why they had to talk about it a lot tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, the frame is one of the most important things that you can work on, because it's the presentation, like there is so much happening down here. But if this is not held in a way that allows for it to look calm and steady while there's just so much action happening down here, it almost makes you feel nervous watching, because you can see everything. It's very exposing. But when you have a really good frame, also you can get away with a lot more when your frame is really great. So there was a lot of, frame things happening. And I will also say, and this is, again, cancel me, I think that over the years we have we've done a lot of fusions of where, you know, like proper technical ballroom and Latin dances have fused into sort of like these hybrid dances. And I really appreciated both, you know, Bruno and Derek tonight dropping the scores a little bit because you want to be able to see people improve and you want to be able to give them the right critique so that they can learn and grow. And I think that a big part of that is going back to the fundamentals. And if Len was here, you know, he would be really talking about the fundamentals. And I think that there was a lot of hybrid dancing tonight, which, by the way, I get because we're in this new generation of 100%. TikTok and like, you know, playful fun and it's entertaining. But that's why Dance with the Stars is so amazing because it is technical and it is a specific genre and it's hard to do. And so I'm excited to see how everybody takes those critiques and with the choreography and you know, really putting the fundamentals back in because you know how it is. And you were really, really great at it. You were great at choreography and entertaining, but you were so great at learning how to dance, not just learning a dance, you know?
It was, and I have to credit Jenna because
she's a fabulous
every
teacher.
single time it was always about like, you got music. We don't have to worry about that. You're going to hear the song. But what I want to make sure is every single week, if Derek or one of them is not saying that we didn't have enough content in there, I never want to feel that. And she loved when she got that. It was like, that was actually, there was a lot of traditional moves, you know, like when we did the jive, it was always talking about the fact that we had those little moments. And I appreciate you saying that.
And I also think that the celebrities will feel a massive amount of pride because it is a dedication, you know? And like you said, you felt that too. So I actually think that it was a cool little, like, for especially a premiere night, a little kick up the butt, like, let's go.
And there might be people tonight that have never watched, you know, because there's a lot of new energy, new crowds. And they're like, what do you mean? They were breaking it down. Like, well, that is not what it's supposed to look like, actually.
That was broken down all right.
And did you say tonight that what was the situation with voting? It changed, right? The amount of votes we got on night one compared to last year, what was it?
So last season, we had a certain number. This year, we doubled the premiere night numbers in the amount of votes. And so, you know, and what was incredible was last season, I think we went 500% more than the first week, right? Throughout the end, through to the end of the season. To be already double that, if the same trajectory continues, wow.
Got a big season going.
Those are big numbers.
All right, are you guys ready to hear the themes for this season? Exclusively right here, right now? Guys, I need a drum roll, please. This is a big deal. All right, we're starting with week 2. It is going to be a one-hit wonder night. Week 3, this is a new one. It is going to be TikTok night.
Makes sense. I mean, I feel like we need this.
We got a lot of TikTokers this season.
Oh, yeah.
Week 4, a classic, one of my favorites. It is Disney night. And we are actually this season going to be celebrating Disneyland's 70th year. So it's going to be a special one.
Very cool.
Fantastic.
I'm already thinking about my Tarzan costume. I miss it, guys.
Honestly. Speaking of drum roll. That move.
Week 5, another one of my favorites was Dedication night. I think there's going to be some beautiful dances that night.
Always great.
Week 6 might break the internet. It's Wicked night.
Hold space.
Yeah, that feels right. Week 7, another classic. We have Halloween nights.
Of course. It's gotta have Halloween.
Spooky up in here. Week 8 is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame night.
All right.
There's going to be some good songs for that one.
Remember last year's Rock
Dude, we don't
and Roll
need to
with
talk
Gene
about
Simmons?
what happened on that night. I was a crazy judge. Week 9, this is a special one. It is the 20th birthday party in celebration of our 20th year on air.
Truly going to be amazing.
Gonna be awesome.
That's going to be awesome. And then week 10 is going to be Prince night for the semifinals.
That is my
historic
night. That's my night.
Are you might wear something crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I got some outfits already.
You're already
figured
thinking
out
about it. And then week 11, last but not least, we have a huge, massive 3-hour finale.
Yes, we do.
3 hours.
I love that. Well, guys, that's all I have for you. I appreciate you being here. It feels right. Earlier today, I got the chance to speak to two people who make all the decisions around here. And we're going to chat about a topic I think you guys might be interested in. It's casting. Say hello to showrunner Conrad Green and co-executive producer Dina Katz. Guys, I am so excited you're here with me today. We had to bring the big bosses in for episode 1. How are we feeling today?
I'm nervous, excited. I get this every way. It's like since season 1, like you start the jitters, and it's a new season, it's a new cast. You want to make sure everything goes great, and so it's fun nerves, but there's butterflies.
I get it.
And there's so much anticipation, because we've talked about the people that are on the cast, and then you see them individually, get a sense of what their routines are. But this is the first time when you're like, ooh, okay, you get a feel for what the actual season feels like.
It's crazy that we are going into the 20th year of Dancing with the Stars. I'm guessing a lot of things have changed. How has casting changed for you guys?
The process of casting is exactly the same, in that we always try to make a broad, varied cast with something to appeal to lots of different groups, pull them all into the show, and then get them to see people that might not be as familiar with and fall in love with them instead. What has changed is the nature of what celebrity is. Because 20 years ago, in 2005, the iPhone didn't exist. Social media didn't exist. So this whole idea of how people watch and consume entertainment, TV shows, has completely changed in that period. So we've had to evolve along with the evolution of the industry and what celebrities are in who we cast on the show.
It makes total sense. Socials have changed a lot. Speaking of socials, Dina, there's been a lot of buzz this season about the cast. And I saw Emma Slater even made a TikTok letting everyone know who to thank for how amazing this cast was. How did the cast come together this season?
You know what? This cast came together earlier. We announced the cast earlier than usual. We announced Robert in March or April, and then Alex Earl after that, and then the Mormon Wives after that. So I will say the cast takes a long time. We'll already start for next season sometime during this season. I'll kind of get shout outs or hear people that are interested. So this is a year-long process every time. This cast is one of the nicest casts we've ever had, and they're all so thrilled just to be here. And so it started early. I think Robert's name was great. We weren't even done casting. We brought Robert's name out. And it was interesting. This season was the one season where we had a lot more of the young cast locked in before we had the older cast.
But the fundamentals stay the same over the whole 20 years of casting, right? You always want people who are charismatic, who are committed, who are into it, who are willing to give it a try. They don't have to come from the same dance background. In fact, there's always been a widely varying set of dance abilities. But what it allows you to do is see that change in them, right?
Yeah, I think it's always nice to see the surprises and the people that really lean into the experience. I know that was big for me. I just wanted to do it fully, and it makes it so different for everyone else. You didn't mention Robert Irwin. He was a big star. Conrad, this one's to you. Have you guys ever taken a big swing on a star, kind of a long shot that you thought there's no way we could get them to go into a ballroom and dance?
The ones that said yes or said no?
The ones that said no, or even ones that
you guys, I've asked.
I mean, we often go to Dina and say, "Can you ask Bill Clinton?" She'll be like, "He's not going to say yes." So, I'll give it a try.
Right. No, and I've had Tony Blair when he was prime minister, and I got the Dina, surely you jest. I mean, I like some of these where Desmond Tutu.
My favourite was Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
And I'm asking it.
Which is a bit left field.
It's like the most they can do is say no to me. And so, yes, I've had some crazy ones and big ones. Bill Clinton is the one I will keep asking, and he probably knows or doesn't know that there's some that it's on my little, on my vision board. But no, I ask, what are they? The worst they can do is say no to me.
But also the great benefit of Dina having been on the show all this time is she's cultivated people.
I want to ask about pairings now, guys. I think one of the most interesting things, you were talking about how you kind of fit things together. It's so interesting to see how you put a pro with a celebrity. Can you talk a little bit more about how that works for you guys?
We always try and make the combination successful. It's really important to us. There's no point trying to cast for conflict in this, because if you do, everything will fall apart. This is a 3-month, you're living in each other's pocket relationship. And so if there's conflict right from the outset, that's never going to work. So we know our dancers really well. And what we also try and do season to season is change the story a little bit with who our dancers are paired with. Because if you think about it, our dancers are really our returning cast. They're the people, if you're a real fan of the show, that you'll get to watch each season.
Right.
And the celebrities are kind of the guest stars, right? And it's about making those pairings work and trying to change that so that the story isn't too familiar every time.
And you want to sometimes, it's like, give the dancer something else. Like when Britt Stewart was on and I partnered her with Daniel, who now she married, right?
That was a good pairing.
That was a really good pairing. And I actually said to her, she'd been going through some stuff in her personal life. And sometimes there are those people that she needs as much as they need her. And so I'd actually said to her, and I'm trying not to cry, and I said to her, I'm going to give you someone that's it will change your life. Because it was a time where she needed to think more outside.
I mean, over the years, Dina's cast over 400 celebrities on this show.
Unbelievable.
But while the show is always essentially the same, the stories always change.
Right.
And so the key is just trying to find that balance and that authenticity and tell the stories as well as you can and the dancing around it.
Well, I really appreciate you guys. This was really cool. I'm sure the people at home are going to love to get this peek behind the curtain, to hear things they haven't heard before. We are so excited for this season, and we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
She's the 2019 Dance with the Stars champion, the one, the only, the newly married Mrs. Hannah Brown.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here.
How are we doing tonight? So glad you're here with me.
I am so glad to be here. Look, anytime I can come back to the ballroom, it's always just one of the best nights. And yeah, I had an amazing time.
I wanted to know how it felt tonight to be back in the ballroom. Did it bring anything back?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I have so much empathy for everyone who steps on that ballroom floor. It is so nerve-wracking, especially the first night. And I remember for my first night, I was the very first one to go out there. I completely blacked out. Those clicks haunt me, but everybody just did amazing. But I feel like I'm always like holding my breath for everyone dancing because I know exactly what it feels like.
No doubt. And we'll get into tonight, but I want to talk more about how that experience was for you on that first night. I know, like you said, we both went first, which is to be the first one to go out is so different. Can you give me like a feeling of what it was like or like a story leading up to it of how you felt going into that first episode and trying to have the person to be the first one to go out?
I was a nervous wreck. I was so anxious. Alan was my dance partner, and he's also, I think, knew that we had a good shot. And so we were just nervous wrecks and just trying to be the very best we could be. But I remember I was so worried because they did their like opening number and they had the, all the confetti was out. And I was so stressed that they weren't going to clean the confetti up before I had to go dance. And I was like, there's a speck right there. What if I dance right there and fall on it? And Alan was like, just get ready. And I'm like, okay. And then click, click, click. And it was time to go. And yeah, I don't remember anything about that dance other than finishing and being like, it was done.
It's done.
Yeah. But it was really exhilarating. And I remember pretty sure I did really well that first night. So it was all worth it, but it was very scary.
Didn't just do well the first night. You won the whole competition.
Yeah,
so can't forget that, okay?
It's so weird. I have to remind myself that I did this.
Right.
I'm watching everyone, and then I'm like, damn, I won this thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool. So yeah, it was a great experience.
That's amazing. I wanted to ask too, because we'll get into tonight, and it felt very competitive tonight, and I want to get on that. But how did you feel during your season? Did you feel like it was pretty competitive? Was it more friendly? How was it in the beginning?
I would say it was a little mixture of both. I mean, you're putting in so much time and effort and energy. I wanted to win, and everybody wanted to win, but also you're spending all your time in this dance studio with other people and just trying to sympathize with other people that are going through the same thing. So you want to have that bonding experience. And that's what I love about Dancing with the Stars is everybody truly becomes friends doing this because nobody else can relate to the schedule, what you're going on, all the fears. And so to have that community was amazing. But I was not going to let anybody else outwork me. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I was in the studio as much as they would allow me, practicing just tirelessly because honestly, I was just terrified of going out there and not being my best because, yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
On night one, you said Alan thought you had a good chance to possibly win it. Well, tell me about that. What did you feel?
I think there was a lot of pressure, because, you know, Alan also had never won a Mirrorball. And so we were kind of doing this thing together. And I think he could see my determination, and also just like I had a little bit of skill coming in to kind of help. You know, I could be on beat. That always is helpful. And hey, there's been some seasons where some people couldn't do that. So it was great. It was great to be able to see like, okay, I have a chance. So that gave me, I think, a little bit of confidence to know like I can keep pushing myself more and more, but also a lot of pressure to bring it every night.
Yeah. Well, let's get into tonight.
Yeah.
I want to know, coming into tonight, was there anyone you had your eye on that you were excited to see? And I want to know how you thought they actually did as well.
Okay. I had just started watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives pretty recently. So to see Whitney and Jen was really fun. I was excited to see them. I feel like so crazy because I'm 30 years old and I like am an Earl girl. And so I was so excited to see Alex Earl dance. Yeah, I feel like anything she tells me to do with my makeup, I'm like, oh, I guess I got to do it because like she's just gorgeous. And I love that. Like Val's always such a great choreographer. So I was excited to see them. And also Robert, just because he just seems like such a light.
Yeah.
And he did not disappoint. But everybody was so great. I mean, I could go on and on about all the people that I was excited to see. This cast
It's crazy.
is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, there was a theme going around tonight that it didn't feel like week one dances. It felt like
Week
it was
4?
exactly.
Yeah.
The amount of commitment, the confidence,
Yeah.
the technique, all that kind of stuff, I think was surprising for a week one dance. Because like you said, there's a lot of nerves that go into it.
Like everyone, and this was really hard for me my first night. Like I just had this like plastered smile, like please just let's get through this. But there was true performance in everyone's dance. And I feel like that's a skill that it took me a while to get comfortable actually like really playing into the character. But it seemed like everybody just like, I'm like, okay, they had to have a little bit more time than I did for my first week. That's what I'm just going to tell myself because yeah, it was insane. Like the competition is going to be so tough.
I want to know, was there anyone that you felt like was kind of a surprise tonight? Someone that you didn't know coming in or you were really surprised or felt like the energy from the crowd? You're like, okay, this is going to be kind of a crowd favorite.
Oh my gosh, let me think. I mean, I just loved everyone. I will say I didn't know much about Hilaria. She was incredible. Like the technique, and then to realize that she, you know, danced for so long, you could really tell. So she was one that I really enjoyed.
That's a great one, though.
Yeah.
I think the story for me is always something that I know a lot of people at home are paying attention to. Like, you saw her kind of break down and how she was emotional because she finally got a chance to dance again. I thought that was so special.
I agree. And one that gave me the chills, it's Topanga. I just know Topanga.
Yeah, Danielle Fishel. Come on.
I mean, I got chills when she started to dance because of the story. Like that really is an important part of this experience is really connecting with the audience. And then she was phenomenal, but I like felt that dance. So that one really surprised me as well.
Yeah. All right. Last question for you.
Okay.
If you had to give a top 3 right now, who do you got?
Okay. That's a really tough question because there's a lot of ways that you can structure like who would be the top 3. It could be like the top 3 best dancers, the best performers, but then also like that crowd favorite that people are wanting to see get better week after week.
Yep.
But my personal top 3, I mean, Robert and Whitney are the ones to be.
Yeah.
They were incredible. I think Alex and Val, because of her fan base, is going to be definitely one to watch. And I think watching her improve, and Val's just an amazing choreographer. And I have to go with my man Alan with his partner Elaine, and they were actually so great tonight too because I'm always going to be rooting for him.
Yeah, I love it. That's a good.
But
top 3.
I could go all the way down. I mean,
I know.
There's just
it's
a lot of people to watch.
It's the first night.
Yeah.
That's a good top 3 to be
Thanks.
thinking about. I'm going to be paying attention to that, and I will grill you on it later if it's not correct. So be prepared for that.
Okay.
Just so you know, it's coming back.
Well, what are your top 3?
I'm going to save that.
Okay.
Hannah, thank you so much for being here. This was an honor. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It was an honor to be here.
Give it a round, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining me for the very first episode of the Season 34 Dancing with the Stars official podcast. Join me right back here every Thursday for your peek behind the ballroom. Listen and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And watch us on Disney Plus and Hulu. That's a wrap. And hey, go practice your frame. Shoulders, they can't hear. This has been a BBC Studios production for ABC and Disney Plus.